Hello, and welcome to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Emilia, and I'm excited to have you with us for our fifth episode.
And I'm Brian. We're thrilled to be back with you today. Whether you're a regular listener or tuning in for the first time, we're glad you're here.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's essential for anyone looking to improve their English skills, building and enhancing your vocabulary. A robust vocabulary is key to expressing yourself clearly and understanding others.
That's right, Emilia. We'll be sharing some effective strategies, personal experiences, and practical tips to help you expand your vocabulary. Plus, we have a fun segment with key vocabulary words and a quiz to test your knowledge.
Our episode is structured in 5 segments. We'll start with an in-depth conversation on how to improve your English vocabulary. Then, we'll highlight 5 key vocabulary words, provide their meanings, and use them in examples.
After that, we'll have a multiple-choice quiz based on our discussion to reinforce what you've learned. Finally, we'll wrap things up with a brief conclusion and a sneak peek at our next episode.
So, let's get started. If you're ready to take your English vocabulary to the next level, this episode is for you. Stay tuned, and let's dive right in. So, Brian, let's talk about why a strong vocabulary is so important in learning English. Why do you think it's crucial?
Great question, Emilia. A strong vocabulary is the foundation of effective communication. It allows you to express your thoughts clearly, understand others better, and even improve your reading and writing skills. When you know more words, you can comprehend more complex texts and articulate your ideas more precisely.
Absolutely. And building a strong vocabulary doesn't happen overnight. It's a continuous process. One of the most effective ways to improve your vocabulary is through regular reading. Reading exposes you to new words and context, which helps you understand their meanings and how they're used. What types of reading materials do you recommend?
I always suggest a variety. Books, newspapers, magazines, and even online articles can be great. The key is to read materials that interest you so you stay engaged. If you enjoy what you're reading, you're more likely to look up new words and remember them.
That's true. Another useful tool is vocabulary building apps. There are so many apps designed to help you learn new words every day. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, and Anki use spaced repetition to help reinforce your learning. Have you used any of these?
Yes, I have. I find them very helpful. They make learning new words fun and interactive. Plus, they often have features that allow you to practice using the words in sentences, which is crucial for retention.
Speaking of practice, keeping a vocabulary journal can be incredibly beneficial. When you come across a new word, write it down along with its definition and an example sentence. Review your journal regularly to reinforce your learning. It's a simple but effective way to track your progress.
I agree. Flashcards are another great method, especially for visual learners. You can make your own or use digital flashcards on apps like Quizlet. The act of creating flashcards itself is a good way to reinforce the words in your memory.
Definitely. Another important strategy is to engage in conversations with native speakers or fluent English speakers. This not only helps you learn new words, but also shows you how they're used in real-life situations. Plus, it improves your pronunciation and listening skills.
That's a great point. Using new words in sentences is also very effective. Don't just memorize the word and its meaning. Try to use it in your daily conversations or writing. This helps cement the word in your mind and makes it more likely you'll remember it.
Yes, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Also, try to learn words in context rather than in isolation. Understanding how a word fits into a sentence or a situation helps you remember it better.
Exactly. Contextual learning is powerful. It's also helpful to learn synonyms and antonyms of new words. This not only expands your vocabulary, but also gives you a deeper understanding of the words you're learning. For example, Knowing that happy and joyful are synonyms helps reinforce both words in your memory.
Another technique is to associate new words with images or emotions. This can make the words more memorable. For instance, if you're learning the word elated, you might picture yourself feeling extremely happy after receiving good news.
Great tip, Emilia. And finally, consistency is key. Make vocabulary building a daily habit. Even if you only learn one new word a day, that's 365 new words in a year. Little by little, your vocabulary will grow, and so will your confidence in using English.
Absolutely. Consistent practice and a variety of methods will help you improve your English vocabulary effectively. So, to recap, some of the best strategies include regular reading, using vocabulary apps, keeping a journal, practicing with flashcards, engaging in conversations, using new words in context, learning synonyms and antonyms, and making vocabulary building a daily habit.
We hope these tips help you on your journey to expanding your English vocabulary. Remember, it's a continuous process, and every little bit of effort counts.
That's right. Stay motivated, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Now, let's move on to our next segment where we'll highlight 5 key vocabulary words from today's discussion.
Let's start with our first word, proficient.
Proficient means able to do something well because of training and practice. It's often used to describe someone's skill level. Example, she is proficient in 3 languages.
Great word, Emilia. The next word is contextualize.
Contextualize means to place something within a context to make it understandable. It helps to relate information to a particular situation or background. Example, he tried to contextualize the historical event for his students.
Our third word is eloquent.
Eloquent means fluent or persuasive in speaking or writing. It's used to describe someone who expresses themselves in a clear and effective manner. Example, the speaker gave an eloquent address.
Next up is synonym.
Synonym is a word that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. Learning synonyms can help expand your vocabulary and improve your understanding of words. Example, the words happy and joyful are synonyms.
And our final word for today is assimilate.
Assimilate means to absorb and integrate information or ideas. It's often used to describe how new knowledge is incorporated into your existing understanding. Example, the students quickly assimilated the new vocabulary. We hope these words and examples help you in your journey to expanding your English vocabulary. Remember to try using these words in your own sentences to reinforce your learning.
Now, let's move on to our next segment where we'll test your knowledge with a fun multiple-choice quiz based on our discussion. Are you ready? Let's get started with the first question.
Question 1. Which method is not recommended for vocabulary improvement? A. Reading regularly. B. Watching TV without subtitles. C. Keeping a vocabulary journal. D. Using flashcards.
Question 2. What does the word proficient mean? A. Lacking skills. B. Able to do something well. C. Struggling with tasks. D. Unfamiliar with a subject.
Question 3. What is a synonym for joyful? A. Sad. B. Angry. C. Happy. D. Bored.
Question 4. How can one use new words effectively? A. By forgetting them. B. By avoiding them. C. By using them in sentences. D. By ignoring them.
Question 5. What does contextualize mean? A. To ignore something. B. To remove context. C. To place within a context. D. To confuse something. How did you do? We hope you enjoyed the quiz and found it helpful in reinforcing what you've learned today.
Remember, testing yourself with quizzes like this can be a fun and effective way to improve your vocabulary and retain new words.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you found our discussion on improving your English vocabulary both informative and engaging.
Yes, and remember, expanding your vocabulary is a journey. It takes time, effort, and consistency. Using the strategies we talked about, like reading regularly, using vocabulary apps, keeping a journal, and practicing with flashcards, can make a big difference.
Absolutely. Also, don't forget to use new words in sentences, engage in conversations, and learn words in context. These methods will help you retain new vocabulary more effectively.
And if you missed any part of the episode or want to review what we discussed, you can always listen to this episode again. Practice makes perfect.
We also hope you enjoyed the vocabulary quiz. Testing yourself is a great way to reinforce your learning and track your progress.
Before we go, we want to thank you for tuning in. Your support and enthusiasm keep us going, and we're thrilled to be part of your English learning journey.
If you have any questions, feedback, or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can find more resources and stay connected with us through our website and social media channels.
In our next episode, we'll be discussing how to improve English pronunciation. We hope you'll join us again for another exciting and educational episode. Until then, keep practicing and expanding your vocabulary. Thanks again for listening, and have a great day.